turn off the light and light a candle.
I guess the question everybody's asking you is, how does it feel to be a solo?
It feels great, but then again, it bothers my nerves, Donald.
Teddy Pendergrass wasn't just a singer. He was an icon. I mean, they called the guy the Black Elvis. But there is a side to his story that many people do not know. This video will tell you the hidden and shocking details of Teddy's life. We will talk about 3 big accidents that changed his life forever. These accidents were very serious and had a big impact on him. We will also look at his connection with Marvin Gaye's wife. There are some surprising secrets about their relationship that will be revealed. Lastly, we will uncover some secret and controversial parts of Teddy's private life. These are things people talked about in whispers, things that were not out in the open. This video will give you a look into the real Teddy Pendergrass, beyond the fame and music. You will learn about the hard times he faced, the secrets he kept, and the way he lived his life. Get ready to discover the hidden story of a music legend. This is not just about his success, but about the challenges and mysteries that were part of his life.
I was born to a very, very religious mother who kept me in church. I used to go to church 6 days a week.
Early life Teddy Pendergrass, born Theodore DeReese Pendergrass on March 26, 1950, in Kingstree, South Carolina, was destined for stardom from the start. He was the miracle baby after his mom, Ida, had 6 miscarriages. His dad, Jesse, took off when Teddy was super young. But Teddy's mom made a promise to reunite them, and she did when Teddy was 11. Sadly, just after their reunion, Jesse was stabbed to death in 1962 at age 47. Teddy grew up in a rough part of North Philly, singing his heart out in church. He even became a minister at 10. He went to Thomas Edison High School for boys in North Philly and sang with the Edison Master Singers. But he ditched school in 11th grade to chase his music dreams, dropping his first track, Angel with Muddy Feet, though it flopped. Teddy then rocked the drums for several local bands before joining the Cadillacs, not the famous ones. In 1970, Harold Melvin, the founder of the Blue Notes, saw Teddy's potential and got him on the drums. One night, Teddy started singing during a gig, and Melvin was blown away, making him the lead singer. Before Teddy, the Blue Notes were struggling, but everything changed when they signed with Philadelphia International Records in 1971. This marked the start of Teddy's epic journey with label legends Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff. Career in 1972, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes dropped their first single, the slow and soulful I Miss You. Fun fact, this song was originally for the Dells, but they passed. Seeing Teddy's resemblance to the Dells' lead singer Marvin Jr., Kenny Gamble decided to work on the track with Teddy, who was just 21. Teddy's raspy baritone, which became his signature sound, stole the show. The song also featured Lloyd Parks's falsetto and Harold Melvin's rap near the end, with Teddy faking tears. This track, one of Gamble and Huff's creative gems, became a major R&B hit and put the Blue Notes on the map. Their next single, If You Don't Know Me By Now, was a game changer, hitting the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 and snagging the top spot on the Soul Singles chart. It was supposed to be for Patti LaBelle and her group LaBelle, but they couldn't record it. Teddy and Patti became besties for life after this. The Blue Notes continued their rise with hits like The Love I Lost, Hope That We Can Be Together Soon, and socially aware tracks like Wake Up Everybody and Bad Luck. Their original Don't Leave Me This Way became a disco anthem when Thelma Houston covered it in 1976. By 1975, drama brewed between Teddy and Harold Melvin, mainly over money and egos. Even though Teddy was the voice of the group, Melvin controlled the cash. Teddy wanted the group renamed to Teddy Pendergrass and the Blue Notes because fans thought he was Melvin. Teddy left in 1975, and the Blue Notes struggled without him, fading into obscurity until Melvin's death in 1997. As of 2014, a version of the group still tours, performing as Harold Melvin's Blue Notes. Solo career.
Don't love you anymore. Just
In 1977, Teddy Pendergrass dropped his self-titled album, which went platinum thanks to the disco hit I Don't Love You Anymore. The follow-up single, The Whole Town's Laughing at Me, hit the top 20 R&B charts. Even though tracks like You Can't Hide From Yourself, The More I Get, The More I Want, and If I Had weren't singles, they were still major hits. He quickly followed up with Life is a Song Worth Singing in 1978, featuring Only You, and the classic #1 R&B hit, Close the Door. This song cemented Teddy as the top male S symbol in soul music. The album also had the disco banger, Get Up, Get Down, Get Funky, Get Loose, the ballad It Don't Hurt Now, and the mid-tempo jam, When Somebody Loves You Back. This double platinum album was a smash hit. In 1979, Teddy released 2 more hits, Teddy, which stayed at #1 on the Billboard R&B chart for 8 weeks and was the second biggest R&B album of the year, and the live album Live Coast to Coast. Teddy included classics like Come Go With Me, the SXY ballad Turn Off the Lights, and the upbeat Do Me. After his 1979 tour, Teddy was at peak S appeal, so he took a chill approach with his 1980 album TP, featuring the classic hit Love TKO, a duet with Stephanie Mills on Feel the Fire, and the Ashford and Simpson track Is It Still Good to You. Between 1977 and 1981, Teddy scored 5 consecutive platinum albums, a record for an R&B artist. By the end of 1978, Teddy was huge, with sold-out shows packed with women of all races. With 4 platinum and 2 gold albums, Teddy was being hailed as the Black Elvis, not just for his crossover appeal, but also for buying a mansion near Philly, just like Elvis's Graceland. By early 1982, Teddy was the top R&B male artist, matching Marvin Gaye's popularity and surpassing Barry White. In 1980, the Isley Brothers dropped Don't Say Goodnight, It's Time for Love to compete with Teddy's Turn Off the Lights, showing just how much he influenced the quiet storm genre in black music.
Turn off the light and light a candle.
Shep Gordon, Teddy Pendergrass's manager, came up with a game-changing idea for concerts that was totally ahead of its time. For women-only shows, these concerts were an absolute hit and created a whole new vibe in the music scene. The idea was simple but brilliant: create an exclusive concert experience just for female fans. This was designed to crank up the already sizzling appeal of Teddy's performances and give the ladies an intimate night out. At these concerts, women were treated to chocolate teddy bear lollipops while grooving to Teddy's sultry slow jams. It was all part of the Spend the Night with Teddy tour, where the setlist was filled with evocative and romantic tunes, setting the perfect mood. These for women-only concerts were a massive success and cemented Teddy's status as a S symbol and soul music icon. It wasn't just about the music. It was an entire event celebrating femininity and the allure of Teddy Pendergrass. Shep Gordon's innovative approach showcased his genius for showmanship and marketing. This bold and unprecedented move paid off big time, creating a lasting legacy for both Gordon and Pendergrass in the music industry. These concerts are remembered as a career highlight for Teddy and a prime example of the power of targeted marketing in entertainment. Love Life, Taaz Lang, Teddy, and Taaz Maya. Taaz Lang had a wild and intriguing relationship, blending personal and professional worlds in a way that only the 70s could deliver. Taaz was a major player in Philly's social scene, known for hanging out with big names like Dionne Warwick, Nancy Wilson, and even the Jackson 5. Taaz became Teddy's manager after he split from Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. She was a huge part of his solo career, helping him rise to the top alongside other soul legends. Their professional relationship quickly turned romantic, but their fling only lasted about 2 months. Tragically, Taaz's life was cut short when she was murdered outside her home under mysterious circumstances. This happened right after she got back from NYC, where she was setting up Teddy's first solo tour. On the night she was K-Ed, she called her mom saying she had something important to share but never got the chance. Her murder remains unsolved, With all kinds of rumors swirling, including some involving Teddy, Teddy was devastated by Taz's murder. In his book, Truly Blessed, he talked about never getting over her death. The night she was KE'd, he was about to leave for a series of shows. They had planned to talk the next day, but that conversation never happened. Her loss was a massive emotional blow for him, and the mystery around her death only made it worse. The relationship between Teddy and Taz is a memorable chapter in his life, full of both career highs and deep personal heartache. Despite the tragic ending, their time together helped shape Teddy's legacy as a soul music icon. Controversy.
Never really got a chance to tell my side of things, and it was important to me. Yes, very important to me.
Teddy's life took a dramatic turn on March 18, 1982, on the notoriously windy Lincoln Drive in Philly. While cruising in his Rolls-Royce Silver Spirit, Teddy lost control, and the car veered off the road, smashing into a metal railing and a tree. The crash was so intense that it collapsed the car's roof, trapping both Teddy and his passenger inside. Teddy suffered a devastating spinal cord injury, leaving him paralyzed from the chest down. The crash shattered his fifth and sixth vertebrae, changing his life forever. Riding with Teddy was Tenica Watson, a nightclub performer and transgender woman. Luckily, she escaped with just minor injuries, like contusions and a chipped tooth. It took nearly an hour to free Teddy and Tenica from the wreckage. Despite the accident, Teddy focused on his recovery and music. The presence of Tenica in the car sparked all sorts of rumors about Teddy's personal life, but he stayed focused on healing and moving forward. Tenica met Teddy near his recording studio and later at a popular club in Philly. On the night of the accident, Teddy offered her a ride home, which she accepted. Tenica recalled the car suddenly speeding up uncontrollably before Teddy struggled with the wheel, leading to the crash. For some reason, that eludes me, but also not at all surprising that this guy had just almost lost his life, stared death straight in the face, and the conversation revolved around his sexuality, seeing as he was in the car with a transgender woman. Tenica Watson, born in Washington, D.C. and raised in Brandywine, Maryland, Tenica is one of 8 siblings, making her part of a big, lively family. As a kid, she was all about the outdoors, loving games like hide and seek and exploring nature. The accident with Teddy Pendergrass was a major turning point for Tenica Watson. Once it came out that she was a transgender woman, the media was all over her, and not in a good way. The scrutiny was intense and unfair, throwing a wrench into her budding career. After the chaos, Tenica decided to step back from the spotlight. She's kept a low profile, focusing on her personal interests and continuing her education. Tenica has been open about her transition, sharing that she always felt different, even before she fully understood it herself. Growing up, people could tell she was unique, and she eventually embraced her true self. Despite the accident, Teddy didn't let it end his career. He performed at Live Aid in 1985 and kept making music, scoring a #1 R&B single with Joy in 1988. The accident was a major turning point, but Teddy's resilience and determination kept him inspiring fans with his incredible music, proving that nothing could truly hold him back.
So for me, it is something that I feel obligated to help those with spinal cord injuries realize their life's ambitions and be able to live life as productively.
This accident had Teddy questioning everything, even considering S. But he found the strength to keep going. "I ain't gonna lie, this thing's a B," Teddy admitted about his paralysis. "You go through living hell, but you have an option. You can give it up and call it quits, or you can go on. I've decided to go on." Teddy gradually made his comeback. In 1984, he dropped his first post-accident album, Love Language, which fans and critics loved. Ron Wynn from All Music Guide noted that Teddy's new style was slower and more somber, a far cry from the confident SXE vibe of the late 70s. After the accident, Teddy was honored numerous times in the music world and achieved a lot, including writing an autobiography and starting the Teddy Pendergrass Alliance, a nonprofit for people with spinal cord injuries. He far exceeded expectations, but his health eventually took its toll. Teddy passed away on January 13, 2010, from respiratory failure linked to surgery for colon cancer. He left behind his wife Joan, his children, 4 grandchildren, and a legacy that will never be forgotten.